Hari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Samsthapakacharya Savior of the whole world. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Nithai Gaur Premanande Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottama Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayed Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 8. Lord Krishna shows the universal form. Text number 48. Shri Shuka Vacha Drono Vasunam Pravara Drono Vasunam Pravara Dharaya Bharyaya Saha Dharaya Bharyaya Saha Karishyamana Adeshan Karishyamana Adeshan Brahmanastam Uvacha Ha Brahmanastam Uvacha Ha Shri Shuka Uvacha Drono Vasunam Pravara Dharaya Bharyaya Saha Karishyamana Adeshan Brahmanastam Uvacha. Shri Shuka Vacha Drono Vasunam Pravara Dharaya Bharyaya Saha Karishyamana Adeshan Brahmanastam Uvacha. Shri Shuka Vacha Drono Vasunam Pravaro Bharyaya Saha Karishyamana Adeshan Brahmanastam Uvacha. Shri Shuka Vacha Drono Vasunam Pravaro Dharaya Bharyaya Saha Karishyamana Adeshan Brahmanastam Uvacha. Shri Shuka Vacha. Shri Shukadeva Goswami said, Dronaha, by the name Drona, Vasuna, of the 8 Vasus, a type of demigod, Pravaraha, was the best, Dharaya, with Dhara, Bharyaya, his wife, Saha, with Karishyamanaha, just to execute Adeshan, the orders, Brahmanaha, of Lord Brahma, Tam, unto him, Vacha, said, Ha, in the past. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. Shukadeva Goswami said, to follow the orders of Lord Brahma, Drona, the best of the Vasus, along with his wife Dhara, spoke to Lord Brahma in this way. Please repeat this translation. Shukadeva Goswami said, to follow the orders of Lord Brahma, Drona, the best of the Vasus, along with his wife Dhara, spoke to Lord Brahma in this way. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As stated in the Brahma Samhita 5.37, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabhihi Tabhirya Eva Nijarupataya Kalabhihi Goloka Eva Nivasatya Khilatma Bhuto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. When Krishna descends anywhere, he is accompanied by his own associates. These associates are not ordinary living beings. Krishna's pastimes are eternal, and when he descends, he comes with his associates. Therefore, Nanda and Mother Yashoda are the eternal father and mother of Krishna. This means that whenever Krishna descends, Nanda and Yashoda, as well as Vasudeva and Devaki, also descend as the Lord's father and mother. Their personalities are expansions of Krishna's personal body. They are not ordinary living beings. Maharaj Parikshit knew this, but he was curious to know from Shukadeva Goswami whether it is possible for an ordinary human being to come to this stage by sadhana siddhi. There are two kinds of perfection, Nitya Siddhi and Sadhana Siddhi. A Nitya Siddha is one who is eternally Krishna's associate, an expansion of Krishna's personal body. Whereas a Sadhana Siddha is an ordinary human being who, by executing pious activities and following regulated principles of devotional service, also comes to that stage. Thus, the purpose of Maharaj Parikshit's inquiry was to determine whether an ordinary human being can attain the position of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. Shukadeva Goswami answered this question as follows. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim Yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Yat kripatamaham vande Paramananda Madhavam Yat kripatamaham vande Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shukadeva Goswami is describing to Parikshit Maharaj and all the assembled saintly persons the pastimes of Lord Krishna. After describing this pastime of Krishna showing the universal form in his mouth to Mother Yashoda, Parikshit asked a question from Shukadeva Goswami. His question was, what past pious auspicious activities did Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda perform to achieve perfection in ecstatic love? To be able to come to the stage of the highest perfection of bhakti yoga, is described in the scriptures. There's a process. And Parikshit's question is, did Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda perform such devotional service? What did they do in the past? So that we can also understand whether we can also practice bhakti in that way and achieve the highest perfection. So then, Shukadeva Goswami, it is Parikshit Maharaj himself, who is further telling, although Vasudeva and Devaki actually were fortunate to have Lord Krishna as their son, Krishna being born from the womb of Devaki as a son of Vasudeva and Devaki. And it's already described, Vasudeva and Devaki had performed a lot of tapasya in the past. But still, the childhood pastimes of Krishna were not enjoyed by Vasudeva and Devaki. So just like Vasudeva and Devaki did so much tapasya to have Krishna as their son, what pious activities did Nanda and Yashoda perform? Because Parikshit is telling that Nanda and Yashoda enjoyed fully the childhood pastimes of Krishna, and therefore Nanda and Yashoda's position is always better than that of Vasudeva and Devaki. So what's the difference between Vasudeva and Devaki having Krishna as their son but not enjoying Krishna's childhood pastimes, and Nanda and Yashoda, they were blessed and fortunate to enjoy Krishna's childhood pastimes. So, Shukadeva Goswami gives the reply to Parikshit Maharaj. He says about something about Nanda and Yashoda's past. In today's verse, Shukadeva Goswami says, that is his reply to Parikshit Maharaj, question, to follow the orders of Lord Brahma, two personalities, Drona and Dhara, who in their previous life, they were Vasus. That means they were a category of Devatas in the upper planets. They called Vasus. So there are 8 Vasus in the upper planets, this category of Devatas. Among them, the best of the Vasus, Drona, along with his wife Dhara, they were in the upper planets in their previous life, and it will be described that they appeared as Nanda and Yashoda just before Krishna's appearance as a son of Vasudeva and Devaki. Before that, Drona and Dhara appeared as Nanda and Yashoda in Gokula. So, Srila Prabhupada clarifies in the purport that even though it may seem like, oh, this Drona and Dhara are actually some kind of Devatas, and they were fortunate to take birth on the earth as Nanda and Yashoda, and they had the opportunity to enjoy Krishna's childhood pastimes. So Prabhupada clarifies that when Krishna descends to this material world, he is always accompanied by his own associates. Krishna's pastimes are eternally going on in the spiritual world. This we all know. Because the spiritual world is eternal. The personalities in the spiritual world are eternally there. So in the spiritual world, only two categories of personalities. One is Krishna. When Krishna means, Krishna is the unlimited person. So Krishna and his expansions. Balaram, Narayana, Sankarshana, Vasudeva, so many expansions. And Krishna's devotees. And so that's the spiritual world, Krishna and his devotees, as far as the personalities are concerned. But the spiritual world, there is no matter. There is nothing material in the spiritual world. That's why it's called spiritual world. Everything there is spirit. Spirit means person. Spirit means person. So, in the spiritual world, this is something which is difficult for us to conceive or even grasp. That in the spiritual world, the land is a person. The building is a person. The table is a person. The pot is a person. The trees are persons. Everyone is person. So that world of persons, personalities, it is totally inconceivable for us. We can never understand except we practice bhakti yoga and follow strictly under the guidance, the instructions of a pure devotee spiritual master. Only then we can begin to understand, and of course we can progress in our understanding and even ourselves become one devotee in Krishna's personal abode, eternally become situated as Krishna's devotee. So that is what the Bhagavatam is explaining. That's what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Of course, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives just hints about all these. There is a verse in the Gita, Mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gataha. That if you come back to me, because before that in the 8th chapter Krishna has described you will come back to me after achieving perfection of your yoga practice by remembering me always, etc. Or by performing austerities to actually remember me while quitting the body, end of this life. Then you come back to me. Never again you will take birth. Mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam shashvatam napnuvanti. Who? Mahatmanaha. Those Mahatma means pure devotees. Those are pure devotees. So pure devotees, they practice yoga. Pure devotees, their yoga practice is bhakti yoga. There are others who are not on the level of Mahatma, not on the level of pure devotees. They practice other yoga systems, karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, hatha yoga, ashtanga yoga. Other yoga systems other than bhakti yoga. They are not called Mahatmas. That's explained in the 9th chapter by Krishna. So only pure devotees or practitioners of bhakti yoga who come to the stage of becoming pure devotee, they are eligible to enter Krishna's personal abode in the spiritual sky. The others, they get different kinds of results of practicing the other yoga systems. They get different types of destination. That's an elaborate subject. Anyway, coming to the point here, that Krishna has his eternal associates in his personal abode. When Krishna descends, he comes with some of those associates. So Nanda and Yashoda don't belong to the category of persons who practice bhakti yoga in this material world and achieve perfection. So Prabhupada explains in the purport here that Nanda and Yashoda belong to the category of perfect beings in the spiritual world who are called Nitya Siddha. Nitya Siddha. They are eternally perfect. A Nitya Siddha is one who is eternally Krishna's associate. An expansion of Krishna's personal body. They never accept material forms, even when they come to the material world. They don't have possibility of falling down from their constitutional position. Just like we who have taken birth by force of karma, actually we are in a fallen condition as compared to our eternal constitutional position. As spirit soul, each one of us are part and parcel of Krishna, and we have an eternal specific relationship with Krishna in our eternal position as part and parcel of Krishna. So, our present position in the material world, where we have accepted a material body, not by choice, but by being forced to accept this kind of body. And what kind of place is this? Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. This material world, created by the Lord for such souls, jivatmas, living entities, who actually desire independent enjoyment and who desire to lord over others. So such living beings are actually placed in the material world and they are given material bodies. That means their spiritual form gets covered and their consciousness becomes bewildered, because of which they forget who they are, they forget who is Krishna, they forget their relationship with Krishna, and then they are conditioned to accept the very body they are given as their very self, under the influence of the illusory energy called material energy. So this is explained in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Bhagavatam, everywhere in the scriptures. But this is not understood so easily by those who practice some other yoga systems other than Bhakti Yoga. Only in Bhakti Yoga we clearly understand, when we hear from a pure devotee, spiritual master, Acharya, all perfect Acharya, that actually we are not this body. Just like so many people read Bhagavad Gita, which is not written by a pure devotee, it's not translated by a pure devotee. The very first lesson of Gita is you're not the body, you're spirit, soul, you're eternal. But nobody teaches that except Prabhupada, except Acharyas, except pure devotees. Nobody else teaches that. Nobody else teaches that. They themselves don't know. So how can they teach that? So, except Bhakti Yoga, and that also, Bhakti Yoga, so many people follow some imperfect way also, because they're not fortunate to get the instructions or guidance of a pure devotee. So, those who don't have guidance of a pure devotee, even if they practice some bhakti, there are some devotees, they say, what's the ultimate goal of life? To merge into the spiritual sky, to merge into God, to become God. There are some practitioners of bhakti. And unfortunately, because they are misled by imperfect persons, so they are unable to understand the real goal of bhakti. They are practicing. They are also, in fact, there are people who even chant Hare Krishna. Near Mangalore, there is one place where there is one ashram. Somebody told me in that ashram, always chanting of Hare Krishna is going on. I said, wow, what is this ashram? Wonderful ashram. So he said, I'll take you there. So I said, what ashram is, who's running that? Somebody is running that ashram, one Swamiji is there. And he says that you come, stay here, free of charge, but you must participate in this chanting of Hare Krishna. And he makes everybody chant Hare Krishna. So I was telling, does he explain what is this Hare Krishna mantra? Yeah, he explains also. He tells basically if you chant Hare Krishna, then you can get liberation. And what is that liberation? You can actually merge into God, can become God, becoming one with God, whatever that explanation they give. So I said, he's chanting Hare Krishna and he's making people chant Hare Krishna, but he's thinking, he's preaching, not just thinking, he's preaching. The goal is to merge into. So this is the imperfect understanding of Bhakti Yoga. Because they are not following the parampara system. They don't follow the parampara system. And parampara system is that the perfect pure devotees, those who are perfect, either they are Nitya Siddha or they are Sadhana Siddha or they are Kripa Siddha. So Nanda and Yashoda are Nitya Siddha. They come to this world when Krishna descends for participating in Krishna's pastimes, Krishna Leela, as father and mother of Krishna. Always when Krishna descends, Nanda Maharaj also comes as father of Krishna and Yashoda as mother of Krishna. So that is eternal. Krishna's pastimes are going on eternally in the spiritual world. But in the material world, Krishna descends after his material creation is over, has been done, then during the day of Brahma, Krishna appears once in each universe. So continuously Krishna's appearance pastime in each universe is going on. Continuously. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives example. Sun is rising. Every moment sun is rising somewhere on the earth. We say it is now 8 o'clock and 38 minutes. 38 minutes past 8 o'clock. Let's say today here in Mysore, sunrise was at 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock we had sunrise. But now the sun is rising somewhere else. Just like we calculate, Mauritius is 1.5 hours behind India, Indian time. So Mauritius, the sunrise will happen at 7:30. Our time 7:30. So Mauritius sunrise will happen later. So continuously the sun is rising somewhere, setting somewhere it is overhead, midday. Correct? Similarly, Krishna is continuously taking birth. How is it possible? Actually, Krishna's birth pastime is actually not on the material platform. It's on the spiritual platform. So on the spiritual platform, whatever happens is not an activity due to the interaction of the three gunas. And whatever is happening, whatever material activity is happening, whatever we are doing, material activities, whatever is going on in material nature, material activities, all of them are simply interactions of the three gunas. That's all. It's an effect. It appears like something is happening, but actually nothing is happening. What you think is happening. What is happening is the interaction of the three gunas. And the three gunas, when they interact, they produce changes in matter, material configuration. So, that is material activity, karma. Now, Krishna's activities are completely transcendental. Divya, janma karma chame divyam, karma, my activities are divya. Divya means they are enacted on the spiritual plane, on the spiritual platform. On the spiritual platform, there are no material activities. There is no interaction of three gunas. There is no touch of the three gunas. So, on the spiritual platform, there is no birth like birth happens in this material world. There is no birth. So, it is Krishna's Leela. The birth pastime, we say pastime. Janma Leela. Bala Leela. Rasa Leela. So Leela means it is spiritual activity which is not happening by the interaction of three gunas. It is happening by the arrangement of what is called as Yoga Maya. So both Krishna and Krishna's devotees like Yashoda, Nanda, all of them are simply active under Yoga Maya. Under Yoga Maya. So, they are sadhana siddha. They are nitya siddha. They are in the spiritual world as well as material world, they are always acting the same way under the Yoga Maya. But we, ordinary conditioned souls, we are normally under the influence of the three gunas, Mahamaya. But if you practice bhakti, Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kapate. We can rise above the influence of three gunas, come to the spiritual platform. It's called Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Na shochati na kankshati samassarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param. So after coming to the Brahman platform above the three gunas, when one becomes liberated, then one is able to perform pure devotional service. That happens only if this liberation is attained under the guidance of a pure devotee spiritual master. Then you come to the spiritual platform where your activities become pure devotional activities. So before we attain that spiritual platform, our existence on the spiritual platform, right now we are all chanting, we are doing devotional service, but our devotional service is on the platform of the three gunas. So on the platform of three gunas, the devotional service will be effective only if we perform exactly according to the instructions and directions of the pure devotee spiritual master. Finished. Otherwise, this devotional service also, like I said, chanting Hare Krishna. What happens if somebody is not directed, not following a pure devotee spiritual master? They'll get some material result. They'll still be on the platform of the three gunas. Even after they chant for whatever length of time and they think they are becoming perfect or they have got some goal, they got some result. Everything on the three gunas. That's all. Platform three gunas. Whereas if we follow pure devotee, we can rise above the three gunas. Why? Because mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. Unless the devotional service is pure devotional service, it cannot give you the result of rising above the three gunas and coming to the spiritual platform. Not possible. So therefore, sadhana siddha are those who practice pure devotional service because they are following a pure devotee spiritual master. They come to the perfection of the spiritual platform. So such sadhana siddhas, they join Krishna's pastimes in the material world. Just like Brahma instructed the Devatas, you take birth on the earth in Mathura, Gokula, etc. And you also can participate in Krishna's pastimes. So they are all sadhana siddhas. They are all sadhana siddhas. They have practiced bhakti. And the perfection of bhakti is to join Krishna's pastimes in the material world. And then, when they join Krishna's pastimes, at the end of that life, they are going back to Krishna's personal abode in the spiritual world. Eternally in Krishna's pastimes. So they also become perfect like Nitya Siddhas. But they achieve perfection after practicing. One time they are conditioned souls in the past. But Nanda and Yashoda are not conditioned souls in the past. That's what is being explained. I'll stop it. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.